Welcome to Healthy Vegan Living. My name is Gary. Today I'm going to show you how to make plum compote. Now this is going to be freezer compote or refrigerator compote. Easy to follow steps, super delicious, and it saves your fruit, especially if you, like me, purchase a brand new bag of plums and you open them up and they are super ripe. Matter of fact, just taking the stickers off of them tore the skin off. Alright, so come and see how this turns out. I think you'll find it a unique compote and an interesting video.
Welcome to Healthy Vegan Living, a whole food plant-based lifestyle.
Alright, let's start. Let me explain what you're going to need. We're just going to start from the left to the right. You're going to need some kind of sugar for this one. Instead of using vegan granulated sugar, I'm going to use cactus sugar. This is agave nectar. You're going to need 2 tablespoons. You're going to need a cinnamon stick. This is from Sprouts, one of my favorite stores. And you're going to need like brand new, so I'm gonna have to open it up. You're gonna need a stock pot with a lid. You want a stock pot with a heavy bottom. My bag of plums came with 22 plums. I ate 2 of them, but I have 19 left. So you're gonna have to core each of the plum, and you're going to need a little bag, a linen bag. You might even have to buy 2 of them. You're gonna put all the pits inside the bag, and I'll explain why in a minute. You're going to need a strainer because you're going to need to wash your plums. You're going to need, instead of using lemon juice like most of the recipes are, we're going to use orange juice, which is going to kind of give it a slightly different flavor. You're going to need a 1/3 cup of that. So you need a juicer or some way to extract your juice, and a measuring device, in this case cup, so that you can measure it. You're going to need some kind of blender, or you can do it by hand. A lot of people, what they do is they take this, they remove the pit, and they just quarter it, and that's enough. I'm going to put it in the blender, polish it 2-3 times, and that's it. It's not going to be like the other video where you saw where I made the Compote compote, and it was very fine. You're going to need a stove or some kind of heating element to warm up your mixture for 15 minutes. You'll need a knife, at least sharp, to cut the plums, a measuring spoon, a larger spoon to be able to serve it, and some kind of glass containers. Mine haven't arrived, so these are pyrex with a plastic lid. So you're not going to need to warm these up like I did in the last video. I did the Compote one, and I warmed it up so that there was no problem. These can handle it. Super easy recipe, not very many ingredients, very tasty. And you'll be able to put on your toast. I like to put it on my cereal. My wife likes to put it up on her breads, and it just gives a beautiful morning experience. All right, so let's get started. Now here's the secret. Take your plum pits that you placed in here, but also put in the orange seeds in there. Orange seeds have pectin in them. So I'm just gonna put a few in. And the only reason that we're doing this is because we used them. If we hadn't used orange, I wouldn't be putting them in. This one's elusive. Anyway, that's probably enough. Now let me explain now why. We're gonna take this and put it into our pot. Now I'm going to explain to you why you have to do this. Wash your hands real quick. Yes, you could actually use commercial pectin, and that way you could use 3 tablespoons and you know for sure that your compote would thicken up, but you don't have to. You could actually avoid that part. You could actually, by using the pits from each of the plums, including the skins and a few seeds that you use for the orange juice, you are actually creating the pectin. When it boils in here for the 15 minutes, pectin will be released and it will be infused into the gel where all these plums are at, and it will create that for you. That's the real reason why we're doing this. All right, the next step we're gonna do is we're gonna pulse this really quick. We're gonna put it in a stock pot and we're gonna cook it. So let's get going on that. This right here is a Ninja 1100 watts. It's got these little feet that really make sure. Blender. It has these really sharp blades in it that pulverizes fruit like you'd never do. So you just align the two triangles together so you lock the cap and then you just pulse it. You have to plug it in first. Turn on the power. And that's all you need, that fast. Nothing any faster than that, otherwise it'll be just liquid, and that's not exactly what you're after. Then you add to that orange juice, your 1/3 cup orange juice. And it should be enough liquid in that to boil. But if for some reason it's dry, or maybe you got some very straw type of plums, it does happen. Just add 1 cup of pure apple juice and that will take care of it. But you won't have any problems with this. All right, so we take our pot and then you have to hold this little guy, because what happens is it can fall in you. See how liquidy it is? You're not gonna have any problems. I'll come back and take everything out of there in a minute. And then from here, you're gonna stick this on the stove, on high, and you're gonna set your timer. As soon as it starts to boil is when you set your timer. And then you can put the lid on it to make it go a little faster. Now, we're not finished yet. We haven't put in our 2 tablespoons of agave nectar. All right, so the timer has rung. It's been the full 15 minutes. Take it off the stove. Now it's time to cool it. I found the best way to be able to cool, first let's scrape the bottom, make sure nothing sticks. And I'm gonna show you how I do it. First thing you need to do is, these 2 bowls are pyrex, made so that the hot plum sauce directly into them. And a ladle, because you know it's going to be hot. And it makes a mess too. Just pour it inside each of them. This one's got a nice healthy piece of fruit in it. That's not the fruit. This is something else. Okay, here it is. Now notice there's a lot more than what these 2 containers will take. So what you're going to do is you're going to freeze the rest, but you can't just do that. You can't just put in plastic bags. At this temperature, it will melt the bags. Plastic will be in your food. You don't want that. Pour it into a pyrex pan. These are designed to go in oven, designed to have hot juice in them, and we'll come and scrape that in a minute. Then remove this right here where it had all the pits. You don't need this anymore. Then for the freezer part of it, where the pyrex pan is at, you're gonna need to let that cool. It's a nice cool day today, so it'll be fine. These over here, the same thing. After they're cool, I'll put their cap on, like this one here, and I'll stick them in the fridge. And then it will gel within a day. So I was able to save 2 freezer bags full. They're just perfect, they're not hot anymore. And 2 containers of the plum sauce. And it's just plain delicious, and it's going to be wonderful over my wife's ice cream. Okay, so this concludes our video, but it shows you how well we did.